doing a quick recommission on a MERRYCHEF E2s. We're going to start by, I have 3 sockets I use, a 9/32, an 8mm, and a 5.5mm. I'm going to start by taking this 5.5 out on the back. Remove all the covers. The sides come off the same way, they slide, unlock. There's 2 little feet in the bottom. Take the back cover off, reach in here, unconnect the cat cable, communication line, convection fan, magnetron tubes, stirrer motors, waveguide assembly, capacitors, 2500 volts, micro switches, 2 of them, normally open, normally closed. You have another micro switch on the other side. They all 3 have to be replaced as part of the recommissioning. The magnetron tubes have, if they've never been changed, they have a tape that's wrapped around this housing. And get this wiring harness up out of the way for a moment. I just take my little Harbor Freight pick, cut down the tape so this cover will lift up. The micro switch is first. First on this micro switch, I'm going to loosen this adjustment switch. Alright, get that one out of there. Pull this switch out. Alright, so we got 2 switches here stacked together, micro switches. This is also 5.5 right here. And take those off. Sometimes these switches are a pain in the butt to get off, wedged in there, but we'll take them off. There's 2 insulators. We don't need to take the inside insulator off. Take this inner switch out. In 21 and 22, the numbers on the wire go on the inside. You don't have to take that one out. So we swap them. These wires got a certain length to them, so only difference is normally open, normally closed. The longer wire is the one that's going to go when you put the switch, the new switch. When you put the new switch in, the longer wire is going to go to the spade that is on the bottom. That's further away, and then the difference between the 2 switches is one goes to the top spade and one goes to the middle spade. So on this first one, I'm going to line the switch back up like it goes. This is the first switch to go back on. The longer wire goes on the further away spade. This one goes on the top spade. On this switch, same principle with the wire, except you don't go to the top spade, you go to, and this switch is a little burnt. You take the longer wire, you go to the farther away spade, and then the second one goes to the middle spade. So the difference being normally open, normally closed. So let's put this middle one on first, make it easier. All right, number 21 and 22, like I said, it goes on first. And feed that down. Switch facing up so that the lever control will hit it when the door is open. Get that on there. That went down pretty easy. Put this other insulator back in. Put this other switch, same way, facing up, in there. Get those locked back down. Alright, then we check the switch, make sure that they close like they're supposed to when the lever's pulled. Yeah, looks good. If they haven't been lucky with, there's little markings on the plate from the screws when they were in there that are a pretty good indicator for the adjustment so that the switches are activated. They're interlock screws. They control some various different things, but get them in. I like to get them in and line them up. Take the trusty old Milwaukee. Drive that down, and lock that in place. We have another interlock, which is a 9/32, so switching up the tool, grabbing the 9/32. Popping this one off, knocking this off of here. Alright, so this is 24 and 23. Get that out, go up to the side. Grab the new one, take the screws out, take 24, put the screw in it, put it on sideways, get the screw started. We'll have to tighten it up last because I like to line these up out the back and the wire feeds right over the top. And then I'll just put this one right there straight. Tighten it. Alright, that's done. Get this back in. Check it. Make sure it's closing like it's supposed to. Washers, nuts. There. Safety switches are good. I mean, some of them I keep just for little pilot projects I'm working on. We never know when you need one. They're good, but it's part of the recommission or the PM protocol for them to send new ones, because the actual display in the computer has a counter that tells you how many times the door has been opened. So he's probably 40,000 times. Then we're going to look through this magnetron tube. So that's going to require, there's 4 screws back here that hold this housing on. There's 8 bolts, 4 for each magnetron tube, and in order to get to the ones on the center, you have to take this housing off. The other thing is I like to unplug the lead from the capacitor after. I'm going to go ahead and short it out again, just if I didn't do it already. Make sure that there's no, they already discharge by themselves, but just to be safe, then pull the bottom spade off, or it actually goes to the transformer. But, so on these, you've got a double wire and a single wire. The single wire goes to F. They're stamped on the side of the magnetron tube, and there's an FA on this one. And the double wire, which is on a spade, goes to the FA. Same on the other side, just reverse positions because it's the same magnetron tube, it's just on the other side. Switch my tool again. Grab this long extension so I can get it in there and get these screws out with our big monkey hands, and take these 4 screws out. This cover just moves. Sometimes you have to jiggle it around to get it to come up after you cut the tape. Sometimes when you get it up like that, the bottom hangs, so I just take a screwdriver underneath and get the back part out. Get that out. I just let it hang out the back like that. 2 diodes, high voltage diodes. Unplug them because I'm going to take this whole thing out and switch these parts onto the new magnetron tubes. These high limit switches, I just pull them up a little bit like that, and then use my little Harbor Freight pick, stick it in there, and then give it a little sideways push, and it pops right out. Alright, so these high limit switches are going to feed underneath these diodes like that. And now get set up for the 3/8 so that we can take the 8 bolts out. Alright, pop this one up. We got 2 of them. I just line them up like this. Keep them on the other side from all the little screws and stuff I got, because the magnetron tube is a magnet, and you know, they will suck the screws in there. So when I'm done, I always look through and visually inspect to make sure nothing's stuck in there. What we're going to do is we're going to pull these out. These new ones come with same model number, different serial numbers, so they know. We'll put these to the side for the moment because these new ones also come with little studs in them, which we're not going to use, so we have to take those out. I use my trusty channel locks using the long side of the jaw. Alright, so that's 2 of them. There's the other one. So let's get all these out of the way. There's 3, there's 4. Again, we don't want to let them get stuck in here with anything else. Throw those in the box, all 4 of them. Check these ears. Kind of straighten them back out. That looks good. And then grab the second one. We'll line these up, and then we line these ones up, and we'll start by taking this off, and we'll put that over here. Alright, then we take off the limit switch. Alright, that one's done. Now we can put these back in. Feed this limit switch harness underneath the diode. Set that into position. Go ahead and plug this diode back in. Set this one back in. Plug in this diode. Plug it back in. Alright, so now we can get the screws back in it. Start from the inside. Look down these tubes on the inside fins. Make sure there's nothing in there. Just tighten down. Alright. Go ahead and plug this stuff back in. FA for the double. Look right there, FA. Alright. That out of the way. Same over here. Making sure all the wires are back on is essential because you don't want to have to open it up again. Alright, so everything's done. Put this back in. You can look down the back vent and make sure that those 4 inside 3/8 go inside the hole. One of these Phillips screws lined up on the first one. That little dog ear locks in. Alright. Put the last screw in, and then we're good to go to put this back cover back on. This steam vent pipe gets plugged up. You can see this one's really crappy plugged up. They don't get clean, because you got to make sure it's clean, because you'll get possibly get an E104 or something for overheating, magnetron tube overheating cavity, and dig all that stuff out. Make sure these holes are free and clear. Once that's done, step this back on. Grab 2 of the 5.5 millimeters while you assemble everything else. I'm going to leave those for now. Top of this, get those in. We have this little track right here. That's on the top. These lock to the front. This one you can see is bent. So we're just gonna put it up a little bit. Put those little feet down in the bottom hole. Flat. Get the feet in there, make sure it's flat. There we go. So, get one over here. Start the feet on. There, get that one in. Yeah. Put this screw in. Put this one in. Put this one in. I got to do 4 of these, but I hope you enjoyed the video. Future videos will have better camera. Have a great day.